工可以准备然后同时也请这个主持人给我们准备，因为我们今天有一位新老师来，我们今天这位老师的名字叫 Valerie。 好 Valerie， 好，我们现在一起来做一个祷告。亲爱的阿爸父神，感谢你，我们接下来要做领读跟读的工作。神求你降下圣灵，让他与我们同在，我们渴望圣灵来引导我们的读经的工作。我们知道今天呢是我们新的一位老师来参加我们的工作，我们特别要感谢神派给我们这么好的老师，让老师口齿清楚的来领导我们。我们渴望今天的老师更有爱心更有耐心的来教导我们，让我们透过他的嘴巴学习到更多圣经的经文，让我们深切的了解福音真正的道理。谢谢神。我们也为今天所有场上工作的同工，我们的场控，我们的主持人，我们的翻译的工作，我们很多在场的兄弟姐妹，求神开启他们的眼目，让他们都能更好的做好自己的工作，来帮助我们来服侍每一位弟兄姐妹感谢神。还有我们的屏幕同工也是我们非常重要的同工，很辛劳的每一次来为我们做屏幕的工作。谢谢神，求神赐福给线上每一位弟兄姐妹。我们这样祷告是奉靠耶稣基督的名求，阿们。我们把下面的时间交给今天的主持人，谢谢。好，主持人 Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, Valerie. Valerie, are you here?
I am here.
Hi, this is Johnson.
Thank you.
Today, before we read, could you pray for us?
Sure. Can you hear me? Should I turn my volume up?
We can hear you very clearly.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And also thank you for turning on the camera so everybody can see you. Thank you. Go ahead.
Heavenly Father, we just thank you for your word that you gave us, that we can learn from, and that you teach us, and you care about us, and you guide us. Thank you for this opportunity to share with others in other countries your word. May the fellowship grow, and that may we share this with those we see every day, shoulder to shoulder. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. 我们开始今天的跟读，第一位是246号 Eagle。
Hello, Valerie. This is Eagle. 5 words, please.
How many words? 3?
5.
5. All right. So we're in Joshua 20, verse 6. He is to stay in that city until he has stood.
Joshua chapter 20, verse 6.
Joshua,
he is to stay in that city until he stood.
He has stood. Right. Thank you.
He has stood.
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 Good.
Please go ahead. We read. One person read one whole word. One word.
That's okay. We continue. So Valerie is going to lead us. Okay, continuously after stood. Okay, you can go ahead, finish the verse, the whole verse, actually.
Oh, I thought the students call in for the other parts. So I just finished the whole verse.
Oh, did you hear Ego just say that? She repeated already.
She repeated 5 words. I gave her a few more. So
right, that you give her, right. She repeated. Can you hear her?
Yes,
actually?
I heard her.
Great, so you can continue after that. After stood, and then we're going to have trial before the assembly. Until
so another student does not call in?
No, we're going to, one person, each person is going to read one verse, but we give them several times because each one is like 5 words or 3 words. in a time.
Okay, so has
No
stood,
problem. Yeah, go ahead.
has stood trial before the assembly and until the death of the high priest who is
Yeah,
serving at
Valerie, do me a favor. We just give them, because she say 5 words, right? So we give them 5 words in a time, or flexibly, probably like 6 words or 7 words. We can do that way.
Okay, I can tell I have not figured this out yet. So the same person will do 5 at a time.
That's right.
Okay.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. Maybe I did not explain that very well. Okay.
It's complicated. Okay, so the next section would be trial before the assembly.
Okay, Eagle, please.
我有点没听清刚才念到哪儿了，我没
从
跟上。
trial 开始 trial before the assembly 来
Trial before the assembly
Good.
Okay.
And until the death
and till the death
of the high priest
of the high priest
who is serving at that time.
who is serving at that time.
Then he may go back
Then he may go back
to his own home
to his own home
in the town from which he fled.
in the town from which he fled.
Fled.
Clary. Thank you, Clary.
Okay.
Next 262号 Justin.
Hello, Valerie. This is Justin. 5 words, please.
Joshua 20, verse 7. So they
Joshua.
yes, that's right.
Okay, you go ahead. It's okay.
So they set apart Kadesh in Galilee.
Joshua chapter 20, verse 7. So they set apart Kadesh in Galilee,
In the hill country of Naphtali,
in the hill country of Naphtali,
Shechem in the hill country of Ephraim,
Shechem in the hill country of Ephraim,
and Kiriath Arba,
and Kiriath Arba,
that is Hebron,
that is Hebron,
in the hill country of Judah.
in the hill country of Judah. Thank you, Valerie.
Excellent.
Wonderful, Valerie. Thank you so much. Just every verse before, like, Joshua chapter 20, verse 7, maybe you stop right there so the other person can repeat after you.
Okay.
So, okay, that's great. Okay, let's continue. Okay, go ahead.
Next 368号 Flower.
Hello, Valerie. This is Flower. 5 words, please.
Joshua 20, verse 8.
Joshua 20, verse 8.
On the east side of the Jordan
On the east side of the Jordan
of Jericho, they designated Bezer.
of Jericho, they designated
Let's say it
Bezer.
again. Let's say it by itself. Designated. Perfect.
Bezer.
Bezer. In the desert on the plateau
In the desert on the
toe.
plateau.
Good.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
In the tribe of Reuben,
In the tribe of Reuben,
Ramoth in Gilead,
Ramoth in Gilead,
in the tribe of Gad,
in the tribe of Gad,
and Golan in Bashan,
and Golan in Bashan,
in the tribe of Manasseh.
in the tribe of Manasseh. Thank you, Valerie.
Excellent.
Next 310号 Kenny.
Hello, Valerie. This is Connie. 3 words, please.
Joshua 20, verse 9.
Joshua 20, verse 9.
Any of the Israelites
Any of the Israelites
or any alien living among
or any alien living among
them who killed someone accidentally could flee to these designated cities and not be killed by the avenger of blood
but the avenger of blood
prior to standing trial before the assembly.
Thank you, Valerie.
Excellent.
Next 325号安卡。
老师，这个老师叫 Carrie 吗
Valerie.
Valerie. Okay. Hello, Valerie. This is Anka. 3 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 1.
Joshua 21, verse 1.
Now the family, heads of the Levites, approached Eleazar, the priest, Joshua son of Nun, and the heads of the other tribal families of Israel. Excellent.
Thank you.
Next 313号 Jackie.
Hello. Jackie here.
老师叫 Valerie.
Hello, Larry.
Hello,
Here's
Jackie.
Jackie. 5 word, please.
Joshua 21, verse 2.
Joshua 39, verse 2.
21, verse 2.
21, verse 2.
Excellent. At Shiloh in Canaan,
At Shiloh and Canaan,
and said to them, the Lord commanded through Moses
the Lord commanded through Moses
that you give us towns
that you give
towns to live in, with pasture lands for our livestock.
Livestock.
Great.
Thank you.
Next 355号 Sarah.
Hi, Valerie. This is Sarah. 5 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 3.
Joshua 21, verse 3.
So as the Lord had commanded,
the
Israelites gave the Levites the following towns and pasture lands out of their own inheritance.
Thank you, Valerie.
Next 365号 Joshua.
Hello, Valerie. 5 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 4.
Joshua 21, verse 4.
The first lot came out for the Kohathites.
Clan by clan. clan by clan.
The Levites who were descendants
The Levites, who were descendants
of Aaron the priest,
of Aaron the priest,
were allotted 13 towns
were allotted 13 towns
from the tribes of Judah,
from the tribes of Judah,
Simeon, and Benjamin.
Simeon, and Benjamin. Thank you.
Excellent. You're welcome.
Next 368号 Daniel.
Hello, Valerie. This is Daniel. 5 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 5.
Joshua chapter 21, verse 5.
The rest of Kohath's descendants
The rest of Kohath's descendants
were allotted 10 towns
were allotted 10 towns
from the clans of the tribes
from the clans of the tribes
of Ephraim,
of Ephraim,
Dan, and half of Manasseh.
Dan, and half of Manasseh.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Next 392号 Ruth. .392号 Ruth.
Hello, Valerie. This is Rose.
Hello.
Please. I'm okay, please.
Okay. Joshua 21, verse 6.
Joshua 21, verse
6.
6.
The descendants of Gershon
The descendants of Gershon
were allotted 13 towns
were allotted 13 towns
from the clans of the tribes
from the clans of the tribes
of Issachar, Asher, Naphtali.
of Issachar, Asher, Naphtali,
Good. And the half tribe of Manasseh in Bashan.
and the half tribe of Manasseh in Bashan.
Yeah, Manasseh. Yes.
Manasseh in Bashan.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Valerie.
You're welcome.
Next 1号 Joy.
Hi, Valerie. This is Joy. 5 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 7.
Joshua 21, verse 7.
The descendants of Merari,
The descendants of Merari,
clan by clan,
clan by clan,
received 12 towns from the tribes
received 12 towns from the tribes
of Reuben, Gad, and Zebulun.
of Reuben, Gad, and Zebulun. Thank
Excellent. You're welcome.
Next 14号 Grace Lee.
Hello, Valerie. This is Grace Lee. 3 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 8.
Joshua 21, verse 8.
So the Israelites allotted to the Levites these towns and their pasture lands as the Lord had commanded.
As the Lord had commanded
through Moses. Good.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Next 15号 Peter Lee.
Hello, Mallory. This is Peter Lee. 5 verse, please.
Joshua 21, verse 9.
Joshua chapter 21, verse 9.
From the tribes of Judah
From the tribes of Judah
and Simeon, they allotted
and Simeon, they allotted
the following towns by name.
the following towns by name. Thank you, Valerie.
Next, 23号 Helen.
Hi, Valerie. This is Helen. 5 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 10.
Joshua 21, verse 10.
These towns were assigned
These towns were assigned
to the descendants of Aaron,
to the descendants of Aaron,
who were from the Kohathite clans.
were from Kohathite clans.
Good enough. Clans of the Levites.
Of the Levites.
Because the first lot fell to them.
Because the first lot fell to them. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next, 34号 Esther.
Hello, Mallory. This is Esther. 5 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 11.
Joshua 21, verse 11.
They gave them Kiriath Arba.
They gave them Kiriath Arba.
That is Hebron.
That is Hebron.
With its surrounding pasture land.
Which is surrounding pasture land.
In the hill country of Judah.
In the hill country of Judah.
Arba was the forefather of Anak.
Arba was the forefather of Anak.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Next, 37号 Angel.
Hello, Valerie. This is Angel. 3 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 12.
Joshua 21, verse 12.
But the fields and villages.
But the fields and villages.
Around the city.
Around the city.
They had given to Caleb's son.
They had given to Caleb's son.
Of Jephunneh as his possession.
Of Jephunneh as his possession. Thank you, Valerie.
You're welcome.
Next, 53号 Paul.
Hello, Mallory.
Hello.
Hi, Valerie,
Hey,
please.
Valerie, give him one word in a time because he's a beginner. Yeah, one word. Thank you.
Okay, Joshua 21.
Joshua 21.
Verse 13.
Verse 13.
So to the descendants of Aaron. Aaron. The priest. They gave Hebron. A city of refuge.
Refuge.
Good. For one accused. Good. Of murder. Murder. Libna. Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Next, 54号 Ruth。
Hello, Valerie. This is Ruth. 3 words, please.
That's about all there in this verse. Joshua 21, verse 14.
Joshua chapter 21, verse 14.
Jatir Eshtimoah.
Jatir Eshtimoah. Thank you.
Next 55号 Lydia。
Hello, Valerie.
Hello.
This is Lydia.
Hi. How many words, Lydia?
The sentence, please.
Okay. Joshua 21, verse 15.
Joshua chapter 21, verse 15.
Holan Debir.
Holan Debir. Thank you, Valerie.
You're welcome.
Christina。
Hi, Valerie. This is Christina. 5 words, please.
Joshua 21, 16.
Joshua chapter 21, verse 16.
Ain, Juttah, and Beth Shemesh.
And Ha and Beth Shemesh.
Together with their pasture lands.
Together with their pasture lands.
9 towns from these 2 tribes.
9 towns from these 2 tribes.
Excellent. Good.
Thank you. Okay.
Next 85号 Eunice。
Hello, Valerie. This is Eunice. 3 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 17.
Joshua 21, verse 17.
And from the tribe of Benjamin, they gave them Gibeon Geba.
They gave them
Gibeon Geba.
Gibeon Geba.
Perfect.
Thanks, Valerie. Thank you, Valerie.
You're welcome.
Next 93号 Bright。
Hello, Valerie. It's Bright. 3 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 18.
Joshua 21, verse 18.
Anathoth and Almon.
Anathoth and Almon.
Together with their pasture lands.
Together with their pasture lands.
4 towns.
4 towns.
Excellent.
Thank you, Valerie.
Next 113号 Grace。
Hello, Valerie. This is Grace. 5 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 19.
Joshua 21, verse 19.
All the towns for the priests.
All the towns for the priests.
The descendants of Aaron.
The descendants of Aaron.
Were 13.
Were 13.
Together with their pasture lands.
Together with their pasture lands.
Excellent.
Thank you, Valerie. Thank you very much.
Next 127号 John。
Hello, Valerie. This is John. 5 words, please.
Hello, John. How many words, John?
5 words, please.
Okay. Joshua 21, verse 20.
Joshua 21, verse 20.
The rest of the Kohathite clans.
The rest of the Kohathite clans
Of the Levites were allotted.
of the Levites were
allotted. Towns from the tribe of Ephraim.
Towns from the tribe of Ephraim.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Next 173号 Happy。
Hello, Valerie. This is Happy. 5 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 21.
Joshua 21, verse 21.
In the hill country of Ephraim,
in the hill country of Ephraim,
they were given Shechem, a city of refuge for one accused.
A city of refuge for one accused
of murder and Gezer.
Of murder and Gezer. Thank you.
Next 188号 Lydia。
Hello, this is Lydia. 3 words, please.
Okay. Joshua 21, verse 22.
Joshua 21, verse 22.
Kibzaim and Beth Horon.
Kibzaim and Beth Horon.
Together with their pasture lands.
Together with their pasture land.
Excellent. 4 towns.
4 towns. Thank you.
Good.
Next 191号 Jenny。 191号 Jenny。
Hello, this is Jenny Valerie.
Hi.
Yes, 3 words, please.
Okay, Joshua 21, verse 23.
Joshua chapter 21, verse 23.
Also from the tribe.
Also from the tribe
of Dan, they received.
Of Dan, they received.
Elteke, Gibbethon.
Elteke, Gibbethon.
Excellent.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Next 195号 Amethyst。
Hello, Valerie. This is Amethyst. 3 words, please.
Okay. Joshua 21, verse 24.
Joshua 21, verse 24.
Aijalon and
Law and Jess.
Gath Rimmon.
Jess Rimmon.
Together with their pasture lands.
Together with their pasture lands.
4 towns.
4 towns.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Next 224号 Amethyst。 Mustard。
Hello, Valerie. This is Master. 5 words, please.
Okay, Joshua 21, verse 25.
Joshua 25, verse 25.
From half the tribe of Manasseh.
From half the tribe of Manasseh.
They received Tanakh and Gath.
They received Tanakh and Gath.
Rimmon. Together with their pasture lands, 2 towns.
Together with their pasture lands, 2 towns.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Next 242号 Luca。
Hello, Valerie. This is Luca. 5 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 26.
Joshua 21, verse 26.
All these 10 towns.
For these 10 towns.
and their pasture lands were given
And the pasturelands were given
to the rest of the Kohathite clans.
to the rest of the Kohathite clans.
Excellent.
Thank you, Valerie.
现在我们第一轮已经叫完了，我们进行补叫。请漏叫或者晚到的举手。167号 Sarah。
Hello, Valerie. This is Sarah. 5 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 27.
Joshua 21, verse 27.
The Levite clans of the Gershonites,
The Levi clans of the Gershonites
good, were given from the half tribe
were given from the half tribe
of Manasseh, Golan in Bashan.
of Manasseh, Golan in Bashan,
A city of refuge for one accused
a city of refuge for one accused
of murder,
and
B. Ashtaroth,
and B. Estera,
together with their pasture lands, 2 towns.
together with their pasture lands, 2 towns.
2 towns.
2 towns.
Excellent.
Thank you, Valerie. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
9号 Spring Snow。
Hello, Mallory. 老师是不是 ？Sorry， 老师是不是叫 Mallory？
是。
Hello, Mallory. This
Hello.
is Vince now. 3 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 28.
Joshua 21, verse 28.
From the tribe of Issachar, Kishion, Daberath.
Thank you, Mallory.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Next 5号 Smile。
Hello, Valerie. This Smile 3 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 29.
Joshua 21, verse 29.
Jarmuth and En-Ganon.
Jarmuth and En-Ganim.
Ganim, yes, good. Together with their pasture lands, 4 towns.
Pasture lands, 4 towns.
Excellent.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next 275号 Avery。
Hi, Mallory. This is every 5 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 30.
Joshua 21, verse 30.
From the tribe of Asher,
From the tribe of Asher,
Mishal Abdon.
Mishal Abdon.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Next 336号 Peter。
Hello, Valerie. This is Peter. 3 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 31.
21, verse 31.
Helkath and Rehob,
Helkath and Rehob,
together with their pasture lands, 4 towns.
pasture lands, 4 towns.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Next 292号 Eunice。
Hello, Valerie. This is Eunice. 3 words, please.
Oh, so we start over. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
Read the second time. We read
Okay.
again.
Joshua 20, verse 6.
Joshua 20, verse 6.
He is to stay
He is to stay
in that city until
in that city until
he has stood trial
he has stood trial
before the assembly
before the assembly
and until the death
and until the death
of the high priest
of the high priest
who is serving at that time.
who is serving at that time.
Then he may go back
Then he may go back
to his own home
to his own home
in the town from which he fled.
in the town from which he fled.
Excellent.
Thank you, Valerie.
那我们现在第一轮补教已经结束了，我们开始第二轮跟读。第一位246号 Eagle。
Hello, Valerie. This is Eagle. Where was please?
Joshua 20, verse 7.
Joshua 20, verse 7.
So they set apart Kadesh
So they set apart Kadesh
in Galilee in the hill,
in Galilee in the hill,
country of Naphtali,
country of Naphtali,
Shechem in the hill,
Shechem in the hill,
country of Ephraim,
country of Ephraim,
and Kiriath Arba,
and Kiriath Arba,
that is Hebron,
that is Hebron,
in the hill country of Judah.
in the hill country of Judah.
Excellent.
Thank you, Valerie.
Next 262号 Justin。
Hello, Valerie. This is Justin. 5 words, please.
Joshua 20, verse 8.
Joshua 20, verse 8.
On the east side of the Jordan,
On the east side of the Jordan,
of Jericho, they designated Bezer.
of Jericho, they designated Bezer.
In the desert on the plateau,
In the desert on the plateau,
in the tribe of Reuben,
in the tribe of Reuben.
Ramoth in Gilead,
Ramoth in Gilead,
in the tribe of Gad,
in the tribe of Gad.
and Golan in Bashan in the tribe of Manasseh.
And Golan in Bashan in the tribe of Manasseh.
Excellent.
Thank you, Valerie.
Next 268号 Flower。
Hello, Valerie. This is Flower. 5 words, please.
Joshua 20, verse 9.
Joshua 20, verse 9.
Any of the Israelites or any alien
Any of the Israelites or any alien
living among them who killed
living among them who killed
someone accidentally could flee to these designated cities.
could flee to these designated cities
And not be killed by the avenger.
and not be killed by the avenger
Of blood prior to standing
of blood prior to standing
trial before the assembly.
trial before the assembly. Thank you, Valerie.
You're welcome.
Next 275号 Avery。
Hi, Valerie. This is Avery. 5 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 1.
Joshua 21, verse 1.
Now the family heads of the Levites
Now the family heads of the Levites
approached Eleazar the priest,
approached Eleazar the priest,
Joshua son of Nun,
Joshua son of Nun,
and the heads of the other tribal families of Israel.
and the heads of the other tribal families of Israel.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Next, 292号 Eunice.
Hello, Valerie. This is Eunice. 3 words, please.
Joshua. Joshua 21, verse 2.
Joshua 21, verse 2.
At Shiloh in Canaan,
At Shiloh in Canaan,
and said to them,
the
Lord commanded through Moses,
the Lord commanded through Moses,
that you give us towns to live in.
That you give us towns to live in.
With pasture lands for our livestock.
With pasture lands for our livestock. Livestock.
Perfect.
Thank you, Valerie.
You're welcome.
Next, 310号 Connie.
Hello, Valerie. This is Connie. 3 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 3.
Joshua 21, verse 3.
So as the Lord had commanded, the Israelites gave the Levites,
the Israelites gave the Levite
the following towns, and pasture lands, out of their own inheritance.
Of their one inheritance.
Own inheritance.
Oh, inheritance.
Excellent.
Oh, Valerie.
Next, 313号 Jackie. Jackie.
Hello, this is Jackie. 5 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 4.
Joshua 31, word 4.
The first lot came out for the Kohathites.
The first lot came out of the Kohathites.
Clan by clan.
Clan by clan.
The Levites who were descendants
of
Aaron the priest
were
allotted 13 towns. From the tribes of Judah, Simeon and Benjamin. Excellent.
Thank you.
Next, 325号 Anka.
Hello. Hello, Valerie. This is Anka. 3 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 5.
Joshua 21, verse 5.
The rest of Kohath's.
The rest of Kohath's
descendants were allotted 10 towns from the clans
10 towns from the clans
of the tribes of Ephraim,
of the tribes of Ephraim,
Dan, and half of Manasseh.
Dan and half of Manasseh.
Excellent.
Thank you, Valerie.
Next 336号 Peter.
Hello, Valerie. This is Peter. 3 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 6.
Joshua chapter 21, verse 6.
The descendants of Gershon
The descendants of Gershon
were allotted 13 towns
were allotted 13 towns
from the clans of the tribes
from the clans of the tribes
of Issachar, Asher,
of Issachar, Asher,
Naphtali, and the half-tribe
Naphtali, and the half-tribe
of Manasseh in Bashan.
of Manasseh in Bashan.
Excellent.
Thank you, Valerie.
Next 339号 Naomi.
Hello, Valerie. This is Naomi. 3 words, please.
Joshua 21, verse 7.
Joshua 21, verse 7.
The descendants of Merari,
The descendants of Merari,
clan by clan,
clan by clan,
received 12 towns
received 12 towns
from the tribes of Reuben,
from tribes of Reuben,
Gad, and Zebulun.
Gad, and Zebulun. Thank you, Valerie.
Thank you, Mary. It's our testimony time. Tina will translate today.
Okay.
Hi, Valerie. This is Tina.
Hi.
Hi, good to see you. How are you?
I don't see you. I am fine.
Thank you for coming. Now I'm ready.
Is it going to be on the screen?
No, just
Okay, that's okay. Many of us have wondered what heaven will be like.
我们很多人都想知道天堂会是什么样子的。
And will we recognize each other? And will some of those we knew make it?
我们会不会认出对方呀？我们认识的人当中，会不会有一些人来到了天堂？
This is a poem by one author who presents a surprise we may all have upon arrival.
下面这是一位作者的诗，他提出了就是我们到达天堂后可能会经历的一些惊喜。
It's called Folks in Heaven by J. Taylor Ludwig.
这个诗的名字叫做《在天堂的人们》，是作者 J. Taylor 写的。
I was shocked, confused, bewildered.
我很震惊，很困惑，我有些糊涂了。
As I entered heaven's door.
当我进天堂门的时候
Not by the beauty of it all.
并不是因为天堂的美丽
Nor the lights or its decor.
也不是因为天堂的荣光和它的装饰
But it was the folks in heaven.
而是这些在天堂里的人让我惊呆了
Who made me sputter and gasp.
让我惊掉了下巴，真是让我太窒息了。
The thieves, the liars, the sinners.
他们是小偷、骗子、罪犯。
The alcoholics, the trash.
酗酒的人和一些下三滥。
There stood the kid from 7th grade.
这儿呢，那儿站着一个7年级的一个孩子。
Who swiped my lunch money twice.
哦，他2次抢走我午餐钱的那个坏小子。
Next to him was my old neighbor.
在他旁边站的是我的老邻居。
Who never said anything nice.
他从来不讲中听的话。
Uncle Bill, who I always thought was rotting away in hell.
这个 Bill 叔叔呢，我不会，我就是怎么说？那不是我认为他早该在地狱里腐烂的那位吗？
Was sitting pretty on cloud 9, looking incredibly well.
哇，他看上去出乎意料的，就好端端的坐在九霄的那个云层。
I nudged Jesus. What's the deal?
哎，我碰了碰耶稣，这咋回事啊？
I would love to hear your take.
你需要给我解释解释哦。
How'd all these sinners get up here?
这些罪人怎么都会在这里？
God must have made a mistake.
神一定审判错误了吧？
And why is everyone so quiet?
为什么这里的每个人都那么安静？
So somber. Give me a clue.
并且面色很凝重，给我个提示呗。
Hush, child, he said. They're all in shock.
嘘，孩子，耶稣说，他们非常震惊哦。
No one thought they would see you.
他们每一个人都认为你不会来这里呢。
In my Christian walk, I find there is a danger of knowledge puffing up.
在我就是基督徒这个之路上呢，我发现就是知识让人自高自大这样的一个危险。
Often deciding that God must not have chosen certain individuals.
经常替上帝决定，就是经常决定上帝一定没有选择某些人。
And yet in 1 Timothy 1:15,
在提摩太前书1章15节中，
Paul the Apostle wrote,
使徒保罗写道
Christ Jesus came into the world to save sinners.
基督耶稣降世是为了要拯救罪人。
Of whom I am the worst.
就是我是那个罪人当中的罪魁。
Then I humbly remember how Christ died for all of my sins.
然后我就谦卑的记起基督是如何为我的罪而死的。
Thank you.
Thank you. It's very touched me very much. Let me remind me like this poem said. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Please lead us read the Lord's Prayer. Follow the punctuation.
The Lord's Prayer. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come.
Your kingdom come.
Your will be done.
Your will be done.
On earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread.
Give us today
our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
as we also have forgiven our debtors.
As we also have forgiven our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not
into temptation,
but deliver us from the evil one.
but deliver us from the
evil
one.
one.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Valerie.
Thank you, Valerie.
Valerie.